on to the topic for today, the reason you're all here, understanding your warranties and responsibilities with Mallett Buildings. We're going to cover what's covered, what's not covered, and how to protect your investment. Let's hop right into this. So, I just said what we're going to cover. Layers of protection. Every Mallett building includes multiple warranties. That's going to look like workmanship, painted metal, galvalume, treated lumber with protectors. Each warranty covers a different part of your structure. So there's multiple warranties for the multiple pieces that come together to make a Mallett building. All these puzzle pieces come together to make one big picture, and that is your amazing building. But different layers of protection for each layer of the puzzle. Now, workmanship warranty overview. This covers the craftsmanship and installation quality. If an issue is caused by workmanship, we will address it. Now, the warranty length depends on the building tier. As we talked about, ranges from 4 years to 10 years. Just depends on your building level. Workmanship warranty by tier. The Classic is 4 years, the Signature is 6 years, the Elite is 10 years. Longer warranties reflects increased build specifications. As we just talked about, you guys, the difference in the Classic and Elite, that is going to be why there's a 4-year and 10-year warranty difference. Signature is the middle ground. We don't often talk about that, but that is right there in the middle of the two buildings. That's going to be a 6-year workmanship warranty. So it increases by 2 years and it increases by 4 years. Here it's more than double. It's 2.5 times longer than the Classic building warranty. Hence the chart I showed you earlier. Now, painted metal warranty, 40 years. You're going to have a manufacturer warranty for cracking, peeling, and fading. This ensures long-term appearance, structural integrity is protected for decades, and it applies under normal environmental conditions, you guys. So again, any painted metal is going to be warranted for 40 years by your manufacturer's warranty for cracking, peeling, and fading. Keep that in mind. Now, galvalume metal warranty is 20 years. You're going to get a 20-year manufacturer protection on galvalume. This guards against rust and corrosion. It's ideal for roofs and high exposure areas. If you know you're going to be in an area that has lots of elemental exposures, lots of different environmental things happening, maybe consider galvalume. But we're not here to talk about the metal, just the warranty. So keep that in mind, a 20-year manufacturer protection against rust and corrosion on galvalume. Now, the lumber warranty is 50 years. This applies when post protectors and skirt board guards are used. So we talked about the difference in the Classic and Elite. The skirt boards and the post protectors are all included. These are things you can add. If, say, maybe you don't need the full Elite package, maybe the Signature is more like you, or maybe the Classic's all you want, you can add the skirt boards and the post protectors. Talk to your building specialist about that. But when you do add those, you get the 50-year lumber warranty. This protects against rot and decay. Again, it's standard on the Elite. The optional upgrades for Signature, Classic, it's like I made these slides, you guys, and I just knew what to talk about, you know? It's crazy. This adds major long-term structural protection and again, insured for 50 years. So the color selection process. This part's really cool, check this out. 3D Builder shows real-time color choices during the quoting process. Physical swatches provided before final approval. It's hard to see right here. Oh, you can see it on the screen. This is a picture of the color swatches. I know it's not as in-depth as it can be, but you got to come here in person and check those out. Physically check those color swatches out. The physical swatches are provided before final approval. You're going to sign color choices. Once they're signed, they're final. So be sure you check those swatches out. We had one of our co-workers here today who's sitting here with me. She was checking out the color swatches. She too is building a building with Mallett here soon, and she was finding all the different options. There is way more than we thought there were color-wise options. There's stuff that looks like wood. There's stuff that can look like, dark oak, light oak. I heard there may even be an asphalt-looking one, or maybe that could be coming. Who knows? I don't know. I didn't listen all that well. Anyway, there's a lot of different color options for the metals. Now, again, once you sign, it's final. Changes after approval may require redesign and added cost. This goes back to what we've been emphasizing the past week or two. Plan, 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 and be sure everyone's on the same page. Don't change things unless it's absolutely necessary, but consider they may require redesign and added cost, which no one wants. Now, The customer responsibilities, this is for you guys, so as always, write that down. Protect your investment by following the guidelines. There's rules, regulations, and guidelines for a reason, and if those are all followed, your investment is protected and warranties can be given properly. The responsibilities begin as soon as materials arrive. This helps maintain warranty eligibility. We got to make sure the process is followed, you guys. Let's see, Mr. Tim, my building has 202-yard slab. It's 408,000 pounds attached to my post. Wow. He says his building has a 102-yard slab. That's 408,000 pounds attached to his posts with the Mallett cable lock system. First off, incredible math there. You could definitely tell you were an engineer. But that's almost 500,000 pounds that are attached to the post with the Mallett cable lock system. So as we said earlier, trying to pull that building up, you're going to have something crazy. I don't think that building's going anywhere, Mr. Tim. So it sounds like you got you a solid foundation right there. So this helps maintain warranty eligibility. As we said, these are the customer's responsibilities. Now, acts of nature that are not covered. High winds, hail, flooding, lightning, any natural disaster events. These fall under your homeowner's insurance, not the warranties. So I'm going to read this again because it's that important. Acts of nature that are not covered under our warranty program. High winds, hail, flooding, lightning, any natural disaster events. You can sum all that up pretty much. These are going to fall under your homeowner's insurance. How that works, anything on your property, whether it's attached or detached, that's going to go under different areas of your homeowner's insurance. I used to sell insurance, so I know what I'm talking about. But these are going to be under your homeowner's insurance, whether it be an accessory building or a part of your dwelling itself, primary or detached. And whatever coverages you have for that area, that is where these incidents will apply. So check with your homeowner's insurance, and I've seen this far too many times. When you're adding a building, be sure you update your insurance policy, because in the event of one of these natural disasters or acts of nature, you do not want to be left high and dry or flooded out, in this case, on your building. So again, be sure you check with your insurance company, update that coverage when the building is added, and be sure you are covered, because these acts of nature are not covered under warranty because they fall to your homeowner's insurance. Just a little piece of information to keep in mind. Now, the misuse or modifications area. Unauthorized additions or alterations may void your warranty. I know it's your building and you can do whatever the heck you want with it. But keep in mind, just like a cell phone, a computer, a refrigerator, anything like that, when you're using it for things that are outside of the normal understandings, it might not be covered. So, though it is, again, your building, if you're curious if it's going to still be warranted, give us a call. We can let you know. We're here to help. We want to make sure you are comfortable and confident in any decision you make with your building. We can let you know what falls under the warranty. Improper use of the structure also affects coverage. Same conversation. Give us a call. Always contact Mallett Buildings before making changes. Again, it's like I made the slides, you guys. So be sure you give us a call if you have any questions about changes or alterations to the building. We're here to help. Now, material protection after delivery. Once materials are delivered, you are responsible for keeping them safe. What does that mean? Safe from what? Weather exposure, theft, vandalism, damage from improper handling, and protecting materials prevents delays and replacement cost, you guys. It's your responsibility once the materials are on your property to protect them against the weather, against hooligans that want to steal and vandalize, and against improper handling. All of this protects your materials and prevents delays and replacement costs, because if the materials are damaged, we got to replace them. We're not going to put crappy materials on your building. We're going to give you brand new stuff, but that costs money. So keep that in mind and be aware of where your materials are and how they're being handled. Why responsibilities matter? I think that one's pretty self-explanatory, but let's dive into it. These responsibilities protect your warranty, and protecting your warranty means you protect your investment. Guys, Even at the greatest prices, $16,999, $14,999, whatever our specials may be, that's still not a lot of money. And you want to make sure these investments are protected. Using the trusses to lift heavy loads with a chain hoist will not be covered. That almost sounds like that's a personal story that you learned the hard way, Mr. Tim, but if not, thank you very much for sharing that information still. So these responsibilities also ensure your building performs as designed. These buildings are engineered to design or to function a certain way for certain features and functions of their own. This ensures your building performs as designed when you use them the right way. It also reduces downtime, repairs, and most importantly, frustrations and extra costs. This sets you up for success throughout the construction and far beyond. Warranties are a crazy thing. These responsibilities make them less crazy and make sure that everything you've put your hard-earned time and money into is protected and covered. Now, as I've been saying, we are here to help. If you have questions about your warranty, need guidance on maintenance, or want help planning modifications the right way, our team is always here and always available to assist, and we are more than happy to do so. Because like I said in the beginning, we're not just here to get you a building, we're here to guide you through the entire process, and we're here afterwards to make sure you are always a happy Mallett Buildings customer.
Where's Mallett? This week, where's Mallett? Let's see. Drake B, Oakdale. This is a building we're finishing up, 40 by 60 by 12. Nice standard, building. He put a couple of extra windows in there. Looks like it's going pretty good over there. Look at the 2x8 scissors truss standard. Look at the amount of material on this product, folks. I mean, this is just impressive. When you walk into another building, you're going to see truss spacing way, way out there more than this. I mean, that's just a lot of material in these buildings. Now, this is Peter B. J.S., I think. If you're listening, Mr. J.S., I hope I didn't destroy your name, but that's the best I can do. He's in Mississippi. Building size is 50 by 70, a pretty big building. He chose some double doors. He got quite a bit of windows there in his building. Let's see what he's got. He's got some plumbing, so he might be turning this into some type of, barndo. So it means he bought an accessory building and he's converted it into a living space, which is fine to do. You got to do some work, as Mr. Tackett can tell you, but you will save some money if you want to put in some hard work on that job. But this building's coming along. That building's pretty impressive. It's pretty big. Look at the amount of wood into this building. I mean, that's just pretty impressive. That's why you got to walk into one of these buildings. Anyway, the Mallett building process, we wanted to take the time and kind of tell our viewers, and maybe if you're not viewing right now, you can come back and watch this, but kind of like a little snapshot of what to expect and how the building process goes. Phase 1, pre-build. Once you have locked in your building and ready to begin, a few things must happen. A builder is assigned. Before that, you sign the contract, you got to pick all your colors out. It goes to design approval, okay? It might sit in design for a little while. They got to design your building. They're going to ask you to approve that, okay? Once you approve that, we're going to DocuSign. You're going to say that's the way you want your building, and then we're going to, and that might take a week or so. And if it's a simple building, it won't take that long. It just depends on the type of building that you have or the structure that you are trying to create. Once you have the design approval, we're going to need your permit, okay? If you don't need a permit, you're going to need a waiver. We'll get you to sign a waiver. Once that's done, we can officially put you on the delivery board. Right now, we are probably, I want to say, about 13 weeks out. We're shortening that gap up, but it's worth the wait, right? So just wanted to note that once we have your permit and the design approval, you get placed on the delivery board. At that, it's clockwork. You'll get a message every week from us letting you know either that you've moved up a week or you may have moved up 2 weeks, depending on if somebody wasn't ready and had to back out or whatever back, further because they didn't have their stuff right or something. But that's how that works. Next, once we get the building there, a builder is going to be assigned to you, and then we're going to have an inspector, or it might be multiple inspectors that would be going on that job site as well. Okay, so that's phase one. Just remember, we'll deliver your material, and the builder is assigned to you. Phase two is going to be the placement of your building. Builder is going to get there, and you're going to ask you to be there because we don't know where you want your building, so you will have to be there and sign off on it. So once you're there, the builder's there, and they're going to string it up and place it the way you want it viewed. Once that's done, you're going to, and if you have any elevation requirements, that's going to be the time you're going to tell them. Once that's done, you're going to sign a piece of paper saying that's where I want my building. They're going to start building the building, and they're going to start building it. And after they frame it, we're going to ask you to walk around it and make sure that your doors and windows are where you need them to be and where the drawing says they're going to be, and you're going to sign off on that. All right, let's go down here. Upon completion of framing, the builder will have the customer sign off on the inspection of the framing. That's what I just said. After all the signatures are gathered, the building is then scheduled to be erected. All right, so that's actually not right because the building is already erected. What that needs to say is the builder is going to be putting metal on there now. Okay, let's see. So phase three, once that you sign the framing inspection, the builder is going to put all the metal up. Then we're going to ask you to sign off on the CBIR. Like this says, once the building is erected, the builder will collect building payment and customer signs the CBIR. That is a paperwork going around your building. That's the time to say, well, this trim's messed up. You need to document on that, and then once we get that, we'll work towards going to fix that. Most of the time, it's ready. Nobody does nothing. Inspector performs a site review and takes sand measurements. So after your building is erected and you sign the CBIR, that comes back to the office. A day or two after that, our inspector's going back out there. He's going to double check your building, and he's going to take sand measurements. The sand measurements are required because we gotta form your building and get it ready for the cable lock system. Customers required to get sand. Once we're going to tell you the sand measure, we're going to tell you how much sand you're going to need, and all that's communicated with you through text or phone, whichever you prefer. We prefer text because we got documentation. And when you get the sand, you're going to send us a picture, and then we're going to schedule the form. Okay? So that's where we get into phase four, forming and uplift control. That's where we're going to do the form work because you got your sand. We're going to go in there and level out, get it to grade. We're going to put the membrane down, or the visqueen, and then we're going to install the cable lock system. That goes underneath the concrete. That's what the form crew is going to do. He's going to also need you to sign off. You're going to go double check, and he's going to sign off on all that. Okay. So let's see, and also the foreman crew will collect another payment. So you got your first payment when you get your concrete. You got your second payment when the building is erected. Your third payment is going to be done at the forming phase. Okay. Now phase 5 is concrete. Is going to be concrete. On scheduled date, concrete is poured. Finisher will collect the CCIR payment. Walkthrough video or pictures will be taken and uploaded to company cam. After that, okay, so we're going to pour the concrete that day. Jim, our scheduling crew, is going to be calling you. They're going to contact the concrete folks, our finishers, set all that up. You may need a line pump. We won't know until we get there, or your building's erected and we can see the outline of your property, how we're going to get in and out. So there may be, I'm always going to recommend a line pump because they can get the concrete where they want it, how they want it. So At that point, you're going to sign a CCIR, which is the concrete finish it, and you're going to make the final payment. We still may need to go back and do control joints, gutters, and if you did elect electrical, we'll go back and do electrical. If you elected foam, we'll go back and do foam. And if there's any red tags, what is a red tag is, like maybe when you noted that little trim piece damaged or something like that, that's what a red tag is. We'll make sure all that's done. That's kind of the gist of everything on that. So each of these steps is tracked, documented, and managed through our standard operating procedure to ensure a consistent, accountable, and high-quality construction process. And it's kind of a little bit elaborate, more elaborate than that, but we just wanted to kind of give you a rundown of how the process goes. So if you have any other questions, contact me or our building specialist. We'd be glad to go over it with you.